Hello.
Welcome to the Must Love Yarncast. It's Monday.
Tax day.
April 15th. It's tax day.
Yes.
You'll
be over the pain of it all by Friday.
That's right, because this will post on Friday.
Yes.
The 19th.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, for sure.
Yes. So welcome. This Yarncast is about yarn and knitting and occasionally crocheting and other fiber crafts that we bring to you from our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont, where you can buy most of the things that we're going to talk about today. Most. Not all.
Yeah,
most. And you can find the store out on social media. It's Must Love Yarn.
Everywhere.
Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, World Wide Web. So there we are. You just Google us. Must Love Yarn.
Lots of stuff will pop up.
Kinds of stuff will pop up. So, and I'm Angela.
I'm Jen.
You can find me on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Ravelry as J Arbuckle, and on Instagram and all the other things as Jennifer_Arbuckle.
Yep. And those of you who follow me know that that's my personal page, so you can see all kinds of different stuff out there, including pictures from Mom Prom this weekend.
So choose your viewing options
wisely. If you just want yarn and fiber, probably follow the store. Do you want to see all kinds of stuff? Come check it out.
That's right. Pictures of flowers. And
always something happening.
Definitely some eclipse pictures from last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was giving the blow-by-blow with pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was disappointed as I experimented with 1,000 different ways to put a filter over the thing. And then we thought, well, if you reverse it so that it's taking the picture the other way, then you can see what you're doing. Anyway, yeah. There's a lot of pictures of a very tiny orange dot in the sky.
Yeah.
And you can't see the bite out of anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Craziness, but
yep.
Fun was had by all. Lots more discussion.
So if you want more eclipse stuff, stay tuned for the end times.
Yes, and despite my belief otherwise, our state officials were correct in the number of people that came to Vermont, and there was a lot. So
yep,
it was pretty cool.
So we like to start our Yarncast with our Yarncast pick. And we have something a little different for you guys today. So we don't have an actual specific product to show you because, it's coming up. Local Yarn Shop Day.
Maybe you didn't know, but now you do.
Now you do know.
Right.
So April 27th is local.
A week and a day from when this posts.
Yep, is Local Yarn Shop Day. And it's a great way to get out and support your local yarn shop. We know that some of you don't have shops near you, so we thought that we would offer a coupon code that's going to be good for the entire day of Local Yarn Shop Day, so April 27th, Saturday. The code will start at 12:01 on the 27th.
If you're up early or late.
Well, or you live somewhere else.
Right.
In a different time zone. Right, and it will end at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I think, or daylight time. I don't know which.
Whatever it is, Eastern Time. And the code that we give you is good for anything in the store that's on the website, or if you come into the store on the 27th, you can give the code and get 15% off of your order.
A little bit more this time.
A little bit more. You can use the code once, so shop wisely. And it will combine with shipping discounts. So
it's for everybody.
Yes. So if you don't have an LYS local to you, please maybe come check out what we've got on our website. But Jen's going to show you the code.
Hopefully it's right side to you.
If not, I will put it down at the bottom.
We're going to do a little social media posting about it this week just to get people excited. And it's also, it is obviously, we want you to shop here and we want you to have our discount on things. But
we also want you to support whatever local yarn shop you have near you.
Yeah.
Because this is Traditionally a hard time for yarn shops. March, April, May-ish can be rough months.
It can be slow.
They can be slow. And also, the local stores, if people don't shop with them, they close.
They go away.
And they go away.
Yeah.
And while big box stores have yarn and sell yarn that work for certain projects, I think, those local stores bring so much more to the community.
The number of people I helped, I don't know, like 5 people with knitting problems yesterday. Obviously, that doesn't happen at a big box store.
Right.
So it's, that's why we're here.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So, and
do all kinds of
if you're
things.
local to us, come in. We'll be doing prizes that day throughout, door prizes throughout the day. There's always coupon codes. Casa Pink always releases a pattern that you get a code for if you buy, local yarn. So there's a lot of things happening, a lot of vendors that support this LYS day. And so we are giving you this coupon code to use. And, if you've got your eye on something, that might be the time to use it.
That's right.
We have not excluded anything from that 15%. So anything that you can get on the website that's in stock.
Yeah. And normally we do exclude, consignment items and all those other things.
And we decided to not.
We're just going to absorb the hit on that one. So it's we just want it to be easy for everybody.
Exactly.
So, if you've had your eye on things, now is the time.
Yes. 27th. That would be the day.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Come see us
There'll be some reminders up on the social medias if you follow
virtually
us,
or in person.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it should be fun.
It'll be fun.
I unfortunately will be in North Carolina, so I won't be here, but I will be visiting a local yarn shop. I am quite sure there's one in North Carolina where I'm going.
Fantastic. I'm going to try to get in the afternoon. I've got to deal with getting people to the airport and some stuff like that, but I'll try to make an appearance. But I feel like I support our store all the time. So
Right. That's right. I love my local yarn store all day, every day.
Yes.
Over and over again.
So don't worry. I will leave yarn for the rest of you.
You have time in the morning before she comes in.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. So
Jen,
that's that. That's that. So what are you wearing today?
Oh, I'm wearing, oh gosh, I forget the names of things. Firefly Nights. That's what
I was going to say,
right?
Didn't you design that?
I did design it. Yes. And I knit it myself. So, yes. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's kind of just the right size, and it's 2 local yarns, as a matter of fact. One from Fiber Stash and one from Legacy Fiber Arts, our dear friends, but all of them. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It occurred to me yesterday, I had a customer come in and they were looking for a pattern for one of our Seasons of Vermont things. And I was like, well, it should be online. And then I was like,
No,
they're
you're like, I haven't put it
I
online.
was like, oops. Well, let me remedy
Let
that
me
problem.
fix that for
and then I thought to
you.
myself, I should maybe just check them all. And there's a couple others that need to post up. So
Awesome.
yes. I used to do it like a month or 2 after the box was released, and then I kind of forgot once or twice towards the end there. So I think that shawl needs to be posted up as well. So anyway, You may have seen it post up yesterday. They were looking for the hat and Mets pattern.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Saw that come through.
And I was sure that I had put it online, but apparently not.
Well, here we go.
Yeah. You have your pretty sweater.
So I'm wearing confetti.
That's what I thought it was. But.
So this is the pattern is confetti by Vera Valimaki. And I faded it. So I made this during the start of the fade craze. And I was looking for a sweater
it's a
pattern.
Nice shape. I like that.
Yeah, that I liked the shape of. So it's kind of an A-line.
Yeah.
So it's really loose and open, so you can wear it over things. And I just, picked a bunch of yarns that went together and
so pretty.
And faded it down.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty.
I was looking through my sweater chest or my sweater closet today and was like, what have I not worn in a while?
I know. I was having that same thing, and then I was like, it's going to be warm, and then it actually wasn't all that warm today. It's kind of, it was wet this morning. It was raining again, so.
And this is a fingering weight, so it's, and it's 3/4 sleeve. I made it 3/4 sleeve. So it's, kind of the perfect
It's a good spring.
It's a good spring.
Vermont spring where you need 12 layers to survive.
Yeah, I had my coat on earlier when I came in. I brought my coat with, I don't know. Did I bring my coat with
It's
me?
behind you.
I did. It's on the back of my chair. I brought my coat with me. I don't know why. I'm not wearing it. It's not warm enough for the coat. Anyway, so yeah, so it's a good like in between sweater. So that's what
And the yarns, do you remember what the yarns are?
they're all up on my project page.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of different yarns that I pulled from Stash. Some's Blue Moon Fiber Arts, some is Full and Vine, like some is just there might be like a what's her name? She's always in Building C.
The quiz. Let's see. Building C.
At Rhinebeck.
Miss Babs.
No, she had the farmhouse cardigan pattern that I did. Primrose. Sorry. One of them might be Primrose. It's a bunch of different yarns just pulled out of Stash. Clearly I have like a similar color palette. If I was able to pull all of these yarns out, kind of matched. So
I'm relatively sure that most of us, certainly I, could probably make 12 sweaters with very similar color palettes. Because I always buy the same color for everything.
Yep.
As I'm reminded often when I go into my stash room.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think. I think there was 1, 2, 3,
I think
4,
right?
5. I think there's 5 colors in here. Because that's a cashmere base. That's a different anyway. There's 4 or 5 different colors. So it's all up on my project page though.
That's right.
All
Use
there.
those project pages.
I do.
That's what they're for.
So did you have some finished objects?
No, I think I took care of that last time. Although in fairness, I wove in the ends on my solstice mitts, so technically, but these were a finished object last time. And I've worn them quite a bit, actually. I did wear them on Eclipse Day, as I was supposed to.
Nice.
And then I've been wearing them a lot. They're very soft. I don't know exactly. I think the yarn has some acrylic in it. Very soft, though.
So I have another hat. It's another ponytail hat for
Miss Abigail.
somebody at my house. I'm sure she'll deem it too itchy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's acrylic, right?
She's fun. It is acrylic.
It's very cute.
It's fun. I might make one for myself and just close it up because I clearly do not have ponytail hair.
I had a hat. It's a slightly different. I made one in Noro that did the alternating bands. I really love that hat because it's really loose and comfy.
It's really loose. Yeah. It's really comfy.
Yeah, it was my walking hat for a long time.
So this is Lion Brand. It's their mandala. It's their sparkle mandala. And this is the Draco colorway. So I still have a bunch of colors. Here it is. It was on my little mini.
They're huge skeins,
my little mini minder with the
I guess they're only
unicorn on
100
it.
grams. Yeah.
It's 328 yards, so it's like a sport DK. But it's it's acrylic. It's acrylic through and through. But acrylic means it can go in the wash. It can go in the dryer. It can be abused.
It's a kid's yarn for sure.
It's a kid's yarn for sure. So this has greens to purples. So may make another one. See how far. And if I decide I don't want it, I can throw it in the auction bin or the gift bin or whatever. So anyway, fun little. This is called the ponytail poof hat. But it's it's kind of mimicking those. I think they're like CC hats. The company is CC, but you can make them yourself. Yeah. So I have that. You're gonna see over the next few podcasts a bunch of little baby stuff that I'm working on because I've got a couple of people who are one person's already had the baby, but so I'm a little behind, but it's fine. So this one. Everything's knitted. I just have to sew the ears on. Oh. So it's one of these bear ears. Oh. Beanie hats.
It's like a little mouse. So sweet, that color. Yeah.
Anyway, so I have to sew the ears on. This is for Big Sister. So I figured, a hat like this, I can make one for Big Sister and make one for a new little baby and they can match, but then Sister doesn't feel left out. So So this is loops and threads. I actually used the yarn that the pattern called for. So again, it's like an acrylic. It's from Michaels. But it's like this tweedy stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually,
It's adorable.
it feels nice. It's really soft.
It feels like cotton, actually.
It does feel like cotton. Kind of works.
Like in a good way. Like
not a negative cotton.
But just it has that sort of matte finish, I guess, for lack of a better.
Yeah. So, it's not bad. It's a bigger, is it a bigger skein? It's 85 grams. So it's not a full 100 skein, but I'm pretty sure I can get the smaller size out of the rest of this. So it's basically like 2 kids' hats out of one skein. So you'll see, a few more of these. I got a different color for the other family. Just like gonna make lots of bear hats.
There you go.
So super cute. So those are done, even though the ears aren't woven in. I think I'm gonna do all the knitting on those hats and then do one big ear sewing. But I kind of feel like I need to get my head mannequin out so I can get the place, because trying to sew things on.
You have to decide whether you want the ears
weird
next to each other or an inch apart.
I almost have to see it on a head to figure out where they need to go. And there goes that light again. Oh, ridiculous. I have one more finished object.
Okay,
but I'm gonna stand up and turn the light back on. Maybe.
I think we need a wand. That's what the way you put your hand out made me think of that.
It's crazy.
What's the word? Illuminate.
I know, right? So this one definitely needs to be blocked. But
oh, look at you.
Birkin's done.
Awesome.
Birkin is done.
I see you made it just in time.
I did make it just in time. The ends are woven in.
Wow, it's done.
It's done. Well, yeah,
Blocking.
it needs a wash. It definitely.
It looks great.
Thank you. It's
very pretty.
Very happy with it. But I think some of these stitches will even out and relax quite a bit when it hits the water. So it's gonna. I was feeling very ambitious last night, and I was like, I could totally block it. It'll be dry for tomorrow. And then I was like,
that was
no,
me
won't.
knitting, thinking I could at least be done with the color work on mine.
It won't. So I'll probably try to wash it tonight because or block it tonight.
So it's dry before your parents get here, and you don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Have you tried it on?
No.
Oh.
No.
I was just curious.
No, I tried it on before I added sleeves, and it fit.
Oh, you did?
It fit fine.
Yeah. That's my next.
The body fit fine. So. But I think any sort of little rink like this is kind of waffle, that will all lay out.
Yeah.
So much better. So there it is. Birkin.
Pretty.
Thank you.
It's exciting to have that done.
I know. Now I can knit something else. That's a giant garment. I don't know what that's going to be. Should be that 3 Seasons cardigan.
I was going to say, you have 12 things that are potentially lined up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I've been trying to finish stuff so I can start more stuff.
I've just been starting stuff because isn't that easier, really? Who needs to finish them?
Right?
Yeah. Is that it for FOs?
That's it for FOs for me.
Okay.
Yes.
So I could start with my sweater as a whip. So I actually spent quite a bit of time working on it. Well, I was doing some other stuff as well. And I am half a row of color work away from being done with the color work.
Yes.
Look at those fish. I'm so excited about them. I do like
those.
them.
Are so fun.
And you can't really see the sparklies until you're up close, but they're there.
But inquiring ones want to know.
And here's the funny thing. So I didn't even know. I looked down at this yesterday, and there was a ton of it on the spool. And when I took this out of the bag just now, I looked down and I was like, oh my goodness, that's all I have left for Stellina. Is it possible? 18 projects later, could I be done with it? So I'm going to have, obviously, a little bit more than just enough, because I really have, maybe not even half a row to go. Less than half. But it's exciting to be at this point because then I divide for the sleeves, and then that will just make my life so much better.
Still, it's not a travel project because of the cone of yarn.
Because of the cone of yarn, but and it still feels gargantuan to me. So we'll see what it's like once I
that looks amazing, Jen.
Yeah, it's pretty though. Yeah, this one has a very wide neck. I was looking at the neck on yours, and it's smaller.
Yeah,
but I think this is a slouchier kind of
this
sweater.
is definitely.
But look at it. I haven't actually really seen it because I've just been like bunched up looking at it directly.
Right,
It's
till
nice
you
to see it on the
see it.
screen.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, it's very graphic.
It's
like it
very
does
graphic.
look like
It
something.
looks like a fish.
Yes, they do look like little fishes.
They look like fishes. That's fun.
I had a moment there where I'm a Pisces. I had a moment there way up back at the beginning where I was like, I should alternate the fish so some are going up and some are going down. And then I was like, no. Just don't do it.
Walk away.
Right. Also, the increases and all that nonsense made it easy for me to walk away from that idea. But then it started percolating other ideas, so we'll have to see how that all goes. And actually, I guess that is not the front. There's the short rows. There. Anyway, I'm excited, and now I'm kind of motivated to work on it again and to get it moving along. And I do have to travel next week, so there'll be something in between. I think I'm going to do the shawl next week, even though that's not a perfect travel project either. But
nice.
So finally, some progress on that. Yeah.
So I think
how many whips do you have?
I have 2 that I worked on at all the last 2 weeks because I
only have 2
working
more.
on this other stuff. Mm-hmm. So I did some more work on what I call my hockey sock for no other reason than it was like
it's gonna have to turn into a baseball sock.
I'm trying to get it done so I can cast on a baseball sock. I just got done with all of the decreases for the gusset. So this tends to be much more fast knitting when I don't have to remember if I'm on a decrease row or not. I can just knit around and around and around. And sock number 1 is already done. So I have a gauge of how far I have to knit before I start my toe decreases.
So the stripe pattern.
Yeah.
Are they matching? They are.
Yeah,
matching.
they are.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I have to, go from like this teal colorway down to basically like the teal colorway again. So like one whole repeat through the yarns. But that part's fast. And then once I get to the toe, fast. I think the yarn that's left over is going to become one of those dahlia bouquet.
Oh, because you did small.
Yeah, I did shorties.
Yeah.
Will become a dahlia bouquet hat or 2 of those or, whatever.
It'd be interesting to do 2 different colors as your main color. One, use that yarn. Yeah. And use like one with a light and one with a dark.
Like a light gray and then like a
dark
green
one.
Or something.
It just could be interesting to see how different the yarn looks with the different colored main color.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I probably don't have yarn and stash that I can pull out to use.
It's possible. It's possible.
Some 50-gram skein somewhere in different colors that would go along.
So my other whip, and I actually did quite a bit, believe it or not, because I found my extra skein of yarn, which I mentioned at the end of the last podcast. So this...
It also got title billing.
Oh, did it?
The last podcast name.
I missed that. This is back on the needles, having tried it back on again and decided that since I have an extra skein of yarn, I want to add like 3 inches to the bottom.
Awesome.
So I did like an inch and a half. From where so it is a little tricky though to decide because there's short rows on the bottom and the back of the sweater. So I just took the ribbing out and there's some definite wonkiness here and there. You can sort of see it more on the back than you do on the front. That I sorry, I'm just making sure I don't lose any of the stitches. But my goal is to maybe bring this with me next week because I'm going to North Carolina where it will be warm.
Yep.
Sorry. There. So because the short rows I think ended right before the ribbing, when I took the ribbing out and got back up there, I'm not sure when you're picking things back up at that point, it's a little wonky. So I didn't want to go I couldn't tell where the short row started. And I also, when I put it on, I thought it doesn't really matter. I don't need to go back to the top of the short rows. It'll still have the same shape. And I kind of liked where the short rows were falling on me, so at the top of my hips. So Anyway, so it'll be fine. There's a few things that'll block out a little bit. It's really loose, so the bigger stitches show up a little bit more. But like your sweater, there's some uneven. I never did block it. I wore it once and I didn't block it. So
blocking will help.
Yeah, it'll smooth that out.
Yeah.
And but anyway, it didn't take me very long to actually put this much back on it again, which is hard to believe, but there it is. So this will probably take my attention this week in order for me to get it done before I go next week.
Nice.
But yeah.
I picked up my friend Tail Feather Swift.
Oh, it's so funny, the number of people coming in to get
I know,
like little bits of yarn. And yeah.
So I had gotten to this stripe here, and so I'm on the body now, and I just picked this back up because I finished that sweater and finished that hat, and was like, what am I going to knit now? Oh, right, you've got this chicken on the needles.
It's a very
go work on chicken.
Colors on the chicken.
So fun. I feel like it's going to be...
Do you have a contrasting color too? What's the...
It's this red.
Oh, the red with
the sparkles. Red with sparkles.
It's a bling chicken.
It is. Well, it's Tail Feather Swift. So,
that's right.
I feel like it's going to be really fast through the body. To a point.
It's easier. Like the tail feathers were fiddly. And then the body is like...
Lots of just back and forth in short rows.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have to do the belly and the head, but yeah.
Might do the belly and the sparkles.
Sparkly. Yeah, right.
Just for funsies.
I have a friend of mine who's not a knitter but appreciates all knitted things. She came over for lunch 2 weeks ago maybe, and she had seen that I had posted about this, and she was like, I don't know. I think it's kind of... So she came into my living room.
And then she couldn't stop playing with it?
No, she just picked it up and gave it a little hug. And she's like, I get it now.
Okay. It's just a nice, nice cuddle size.
It is a little cuddle size,
I'm anticipating that it will get stolen immediately from me.
It is possible.
So that's, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
You might get it back eventually.
Maybe. I do feel like, though, I'm going to have to get different safety eyes for my Tail Feather Swift chicken, because T Swift has blue eyes.
Oh, yours aren't blue?
No.
Oh, mine are blue. Isn't that funny?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see.
I guess I just assumed she gave everybody the same eyes, but I guess not in the kits. Interesting.
Nope.
Yeah, mine were blue with a black middle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think mine are like yellow or gold.
Oh, interesting. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they're entertaining.
Not like you can't find... I actually probably have safety eyes.
Well, we have them here.
We have them here at the store. I'm pretty sure I have them at home, too.
Yeah.
Not sure where they are, but I know that I have them.
Yeah, the color is important, I find.
I think Tail Feather Swift needs blue eyes.
I like the blue eyes that Betty Eggwood has.
Yeah.
But we've had some warm days this month.
Yeah. April's been...
Up and down.
April's been wild.
Yeah. I did run out of this blue yarn, so I have more now because it came in this week. I have like a tiny little ball left, but not enough to do another stripe. So it was good that it got warm so that I could stay on top of things. And now I'm pretty sure that there isn't enough green. Like this is 45 to 60. Is that right? No. This is 60. No, this is 75 plus. Orange is 75 because we had two very warm days. And it's crazy.
April.
But it was like for an hour and a half at noontime. But hey, you know what?
Matter.
My blanket is about the extremes.
That's right.
So, but I do feel like there's going to be more green. So that's 75. This is 60 to 75. 45 to 60.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot more. So I'm going to pick up another skein tonight. I still have quite a bit left here, like half a skein
but
maybe.
May could be cold. June could have those temperatures.
Yeah.
Like it's
and then the fall.
And the fall for sure.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
So, but that's pretty current. I think I'm a day behind right now, but it's pretty good. So, and there's already lots of green this month, and I think it's going to be more. Anyway,
Nice.
it's exciting. I did have a thought, and I meant to do it. I was going to maybe do it this weekend, and then I started knitting on that sweater, and I got sort of sucked in. But, well, I took the one sweater apart and put it back on the needles on
Right.
Saturday, and then I started knitting the color work one because it was the closest thing to me. I was thinking that I would hitch January through March together, so that
panel.
I don't have to hitch them all together at the end. That was my idea, is to do them each quarter, do a little bit of the hitching together, which will also give me an idea of how much of the white yarn I need. So that would be helpful to know.
That's a good plan.
So we'll see. Right now, it's really just two short pieces, unless I decide to. But I think I'd rather do a border altogether at the end if I do it. So that'll be annoying. So it might not happen.
Be a lot of knitting.
Yeah.
Those kind of borders are.
Well, it probably might just be like crochet all the way around the edge.
Oh, that could work too.
Yeah, because it's faster. And I don't have to pick up stitches. I just.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do, but it's different. It's crochet. And I used crochet to hitch together my, these are the extent of my crochet skills, just to do this. I used them to hitch together. I forgot that I did a blanket last year. I did the heritage blanket for the welcome blanket for the immigrant thing. So, and I've been thinking a lot about a blanket for next year, a temperature blanket, but I would do it differently, and it would be the high and the low color of each day, because that would be much more interesting.
That would be interesting.
Especially because sometimes in the summer it's like 40 in the morning and 90 in the afternoon. So it just would be.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I showed you that Tunisian crochet temperature blanket that I found. That was really cool.
I might do one of the ones that's like little squares for each day, where, you know, it's sort of like this, but it's because I think it would be interesting, because there'd be lots of days where the two temperatures were the same, because it's been like 40 to 60, you know, somewhere in that range. But you would get like a big sweep of color with like little pops of color. Yeah. So we'll have to see. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I got to finish this one first. So.
Yeah, we're in April. You're not even halfway there.
I know. But I'm still enjoying it. It's fun to sort of, it's been fun. So
awesome.
I don't love orange and yellow, so there's that. But
well, yep.
So that next time I might also do it rather than, I might just have like, these temperatures are all done in blue, but they don't have to be all the same blue yarn. This temperature is all done in green, but it doesn't have to be, like, it could be scraps. And so it would be
mixier. It would be kind of cool too.
Yeah. So
cool.
Anyway, let's worry about that next year.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to cast on next.
Well, are you not doing this?
I'm going to do that. And I did bring.
Ange gave me a very sweet little birthday gift. For those that have been paying any sort of attention, it's coming. By the time this posts, it'll be open, right?
The first clue will be out.
May 18th, so Thursday.
April 18th.
April 18th, right? I don't know what month it is. Gnome news is good news. Mystery Gntalong. To make a little gnome person.
A little gnome. And we're doing a Gnome-along.
Are we? All
We are. Yep. I think I started it today, but whatever.
Well, first of all, you started.
April 15th, 24. Yes, I know new pattern doesn't release until 4/18. So,
but you can read this pattern, the pre-pattern, if you want.
Right. And you don't have to use the new Gnome News is Good News pattern. Imagine Landscapes has a ton of gnome patterns. Yeah. And basically you just have to use an Imagine Landscape gnome pattern for the along.
Because that's how generous we are.
Yes.
I said to Ange this morning, I bought the pattern yesterday, and I was downloading it, and I was like, okay, I get this like informational blah blah blah, but where's the pattern? And I kept looking at it, and then finally, and it was embarrassingly several minutes before I was like, oh, April 18th. It's not April 18th yet. So the first clue, because I thought I was behind, honestly, and I was like trying to find the first clue, and
nope.
Turns out I'm actually not. And I even wound my yarn.
She's wound her. I haven't wound my yarn yet.
Willens and Nosh.
Yep.
Tulip.
Crocus.
I got to pick.
She had one that was daffodils too. There was like yellows.
Yeah. I'm not sure I wound the yarn properly because there is some sort of technique for that. So for those of you that are doing this, don't necessarily follow my lead. There's a tutorial and there's some other stuff, and there's notes in here, but I couldn't understand them because I didn't read them very carefully. So just being very honest about my ability to read things yesterday. It wasn't the biggest sales day ever, but it was one of those days that was very interrupty. Kept getting interrupted.
So I need to wind my yarn and get ready for the 18th because I have been wanting to knit one of her gnome patterns for a really long time. In fact, I bought kits before. I have 2 other kits at home from other makers for gnomes, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So maybe this will be the inspiration I need, and then I'll knit like all the gnomes.
They are fun to knit.
I think they're fun.
They're a little persnickety.
They're so kind of cute. But anyway, so join us for the Gnome-along.
Yes. And obviously, you could definitely make these gnomes out of scraps.
Oh, totally.
As much as Michelle's stuff is gorgeous and super fun.
I'm going to go check to see if she still has
sold
yarn.
out.
Yeah, it was hit or miss.
Yeah.
She had some stuff up, like extras from the pre-orders.
And I think there is something special about the striping on this, like it's smaller or something. So it's geared to this, but I'm sure that it would still be a super cute gnome if it was knit with regular self-striping yarn and other things.
So she has some DK weight kits are still available. And it looks like maybe slightly short skeins. So she had a couple of ones that were like 37 grams versus the 40 grams. So basically there's no buffer yarn.
Knit them on a smaller needle.
If, you know, if your gauge is off at all, like those shorter skeins wouldn't work. But she does have some short skeins available and some DK weight
make
skeins.
A gnome that's a little smaller.
So that's as of today, the 15th. So by the time this podcast goes live, that could have changed. But I linked to her Woolens and Nosh page for these, so you can check it out. Or like Jen said, you can use stash or scraps.
They're super cute no matter how you do them. So I'm quite sure that all of them will be adorable.
I mean, I haven't seen an uncute gnome. And there's a ton of them on social media that people have done. So sky's the limit. Play with color.
But I'm going to rename mine. I think this is a girl gnome. So I got to come up with a different name for mine.
Okay.
But we'll see. I need to finish
Brimble?
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So
we'll see.
Speaking of alongs, we have a couple of alongs that we closed and that are ready for prizes. So let's start with the Eclipse along, which we sprung on you last minute. Jen did it.
It's my idea.
There was some chatter back and forth, and we have 2 people that posted finished objects in the chatter thread. So I have prizes for both of them.
You both win.
Because that was awesome.
It was a quick little thing. I must say, I really enjoyed these little mitts. So regardless of Eclipse alongs or whatever else, they were super fun to knit. But there was some fun stuff.
Totally.
Super cute patterns.
Totally. So our 2 people, Lori P., who does a lot of our knit-alongs.
And gets a lot of prizes.
And Krista, Krista A., are both winners. So I don't know how we want to choose. I think what I might do is put these in a little paper bag, and then you get to draw. So whoever shows up first, they're both local to us, so they both would come into the store. So we have clip stitch markers from Katrinkles as one prize. And we have a mini sweater shaver for the second prize. And Jen and I just tried this out on my sweater. It does actually work.
Quite nicely.
And
it's shaped like a partial eclipse.
It is kind of shaped like a partial eclipse. So Krista and Lori, hurry in, because I'm going to put these in paper bags and mark them. And so you get to pick a grab bag, and you just get what you get, depending on which grab bag you pick.
There you go.
So
Also, Ariana, if you're listening, FYI.
Yes, I'll leave you a note. So there's that one. So look at, we're on top of stuff.
We are.
Okay, full eclipse along. Done. The Caitlin Hunter along. Also closed.
Shockingly, I am not the winner.
So,
1/4 of a sweater does not qualify you
Nope.
to win.
Nope.
I should have chosen the hat.
Right? So we had, why is this not coming up? Oh, there it is. Okay. So 2 through 14 for our finished object entries.
Lots of beautiful projects out there. You guys should go look at them
Yes.
if you haven't already.
So
pretty.
many
Yeah.
pretty projects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And our winner is post number 6.
Number 6.
So let's go find out who that is. Post number 6.
Can't stand the suspense.
I know. Is Jules.
Awesome.
Jalilo 7, who knit this really
Oh, yeah.
pretty hat.
Alpine bloom.
Alpine bloom hat. Let me post that up there for you guys to see.
Oh, that's nice. Look how pretty that is.
That is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you're a winner.
And you're a winner. So,
Twofer.
what did Jules win in New York? If Ravelry is correct, and I know some people don't always update their Ravelry.
I don't think I've updated that profile page since I started it.
So I have some fun iridescent and glitter stars and moons.
Mm-hmm.
Not eclipsey, but definitely fun. Celestial. And I also have a skein of Crafticorn. If you remember, I was using a skein of this for that hat a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a DK weight, 100% superwash merino, 246 yards, called Fairies in the Garden.
It's pretty.
So this
is yours.
Is yours. You just need to send me your address, either through Ravelry or email. Whatever works for you.
Awesome.
Email's
Congratulations.
fine. So congratulations.
That's fun.
Thank you for participating
That's right. Thanks for
in our
playing.
knit along.
Yeah. Super fun.
So exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so pleased with myself that we're on top of it with our prizes.
Right. She just closed it.
I just closed it today.
I think it's coincidental that she just finished her sweater right before she closed it.
It's true. True story. True story. So, in terms of knit-alongs that still exist out in the universe, we have the temperature blanket along, which is all
A
year.
solid 7.5 months left to go.
Yep. We have the winter thaw top along,
Oh,
which
right, I
is
forgot
still
about that
going on. We extended that to May 31st. And basically the only rule for that is that it has to be for a top. It has to be a top of some sort. It has to go on your upper body.
Must have some cotton
And
content.
has to have some cotton in the yarn that you're using. Those are literally the only 2 rules.
That's where I'm posting my Garden Gate sweater.
Yes. Yes.
This is a cotton wool blend. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to go double check.
You could do a bralette, you could do a tank, you could do a cardigan, you could do a pullover. It doesn't matter. It has to go in this.
It has to cover some parts of your
Has
upper
to
body.
cover parts of your upper body.
Preferably the private one.
Could be a shrug. I mean, you could do a shrug.
True.
You could do that, pullover thing that's just the sleeves and like the
dicky.
shrug part. No, it's like it looks like a shawl with sleeves.
Oh, I was thinking of the other one, those square ones that people are
Oh yeah,
have
you
been
could
making.
you could do that too.
Which I call Dickie, which I'm pretty sure is a 45-year-old name for something.
But has to go on your upper body somewhere, and has to have cotton in the yarn. Doesn't have to be 100% cotton, just any kind of cotton. Those are the rules.
Tricky,
So
tricky.
goes to the end of May. Still plenty of time to join.
Yeah. And summer tops are fast.
And summer tops are fast and very useful.
Yeah.
And we have the Gnome along. And that's it that I got for alongs.
I think that's good right now.
That's good for right now. I feel like I'm going to come up with something for like summer, like a summer travel project
Think of a beach theme.
along or something. We'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah. Things you knit at the beach,
Mm,
which is everything, actually.
everything.
But probably not a heavy wool sweater or a temperature blanket.
Probably not.
Although I could be because it's a small square.
Yep. That would work.
We'll see.
I feel like maybe an emotional sport chicken along, but
So our knit group
is doing one
on Wednesday night is doing them. I think they're mostly done. There'll be a whole flock of pictures at
That's
some point.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah. There's some fun ones. I told them to take pictures when they were done. Ariana's supposed to be on top
We
of
could
that.
call it the cluck along.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Yeah. They are fun to knit.
Yeah.
And several people are making more than one. So we might have to allow slightly finished objects.
We'll think on it. I think
Yeah.
we'll announce any upcoming alongs like on the next yarn cast. So
Okay.
we got 2 or 3 going right now. So
Mhm.
that's a good
That
number.
seems like enough at the
Yeah.
moment to manage.
I mean, I got to do my 3 seasons cardigan. If I can't for this along, it's never gonna get done.
For the next one, you mean?
No, for the
The
winter top.
thaw?
Yeah,
Oh.
because that yarn has cotton in it.
Mm-hmm. I guess you answered your question about what's next on your
Yeah, it
needles.
should be the 3 seasons cardigan.
I think that's what I heard. I don't know what you all heard, but that's what I heard.
I'm pretty sure I said that last week too, and clearly have not cast it on yet.
That's because you just finished your other sweater.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. You may or may not have a ton of knitting time with your folks here.
That's true. I do know where the yarn is.
Which is a step above where you were
I was
a year ago.
a year ago when I went to go start that sweater. So, yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time to bust that one out and make it happen.
It's beautiful yarn.
It
It's a
is
fun sweater.
Beautiful yarn.
And
It's
it's
a
great
beautiful
3-season.
cabled
Yeah.
sweater
Yeah.
that you can wear 3 seasons. And here probably even over the summer
Right.
because that's just the way
Summer
Vermont
nights
rolls.
can be chill.
Yes, they can. So I'm going to join my own winter thaw top along and get going.
I'm going to cheat. Because I have a sweater that's 98% done. It was 100%, but now it's 98. It's interesting when you start going backwards. But it'll probably be done next week. So for once in my life, I'll be the first one done. Although people have probably already posted in there.
Maybe.
not.
I don't know. Let's go
Yeah.
look. Why not? I have that stuff up. So anyway,
Yeah.
we'll add some more stuffs. Oops. Hopefully I didn't undo. Anyway,
Yeah.
where are we? Because I did get all the project pages, the threads up on Ravelry. I did do that. What am I doing? That's all of them.
I did bring 3. We don't have a lot of yarn to show you today because we showed a million things last time. But I did bring over.
There are people posted and finished
Oh,
up. So because we allowed whips, so some people just had whips to
There you
finish.
go.
So,
Perfect.
yeah.
So I won't be first, but I won't be last, and I'll be finished. So those are both unusual characteristics for me and any of our knit-alongs. But I did bring over 3 books to show us that we have in stock for people that might be interested in doing some color work in their summer
sweaters.
top.
Summer. Oh yeah, you could do it on your summer top
Right,
too. That
or
would be
just
fun.
in general.
Just for fancies.
We do have this book, another lovely Mary Jane Muncklestone, 200 Farah motifs in stock. It's a really nice book, the way it's organized. So there's like 2 different color versions of the same pattern and then charts and all kinds of, it's an exploration of all kinds of different motifs. So when I was doing the color work class as part of our retreat, I was getting excited about some of these books, and so we brought them in. These 2 I already had, but this is the first one, Andrea Angel's book, Alternate, which has been out for a while.
Yep.
This is a great resource.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't do this intentionally, but this motif that's in this shawl is one of the motifs in here that I sort of altered. She's very good about encouraging people to use the motifs. Just give her a little bit of credit if you're a designer in her pattern, which I did. And also just because it was so much fun. And then she has a second one
That
that's
just came out.
which is the new book, Knitovation.
Yeah.
So this one
Also has some beautiful stuff in
yeah.
it.
These are, excuse me. I feel like these are a little bit more geometric, and some that are, very specific.
And these are more like things
Yeah.
like leaves or
Yeah.
ducks or
Pooping.
dinosaurs.
Right. I think the pooping pigs are in here. I could
The
be
pooping
wrong.
pigs.
Right. It's a little something for everyone in this book.
That's amazing.
Yes. But yeah, there's definitely some fun stuff in there. And she does another great chart and then a little swatch for each one. So highly recommend. I like doing color work. And so we were looking at these in a class that I was teaching. And Lori's little cowl that she entered in the eclipse along was from that class. So check it out. It was fun. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we have these in stock for people who are interested in upping their color work library.
Yep.
They're great resource books for designing your own stuff.
Yep.
Or also just looking at pretty pictures.
I mean, I just like them for the pictures. So
Right. Yeah.
if just mark your calendars, April 27th again is local yarn shop day. And July, from what I understand, the entire month of July is the Great Northern Yarn Haul.
Maybe. Is that what we said?
Roughly.
Perhaps. Yes. A good chunk of July.
So a good chunk of July. And that covers stores in Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire.
We're getting that geared up now.
So plan your summer travel.
That's right. We'll do some fun stuff in the month of July. I say we, even though I'm always on vacation for a couple of weeks in July. We collectively will do some fun stuff.
The royal we.
Yes, exactly. Worldwide Knit and Public Day
is
will
in
be
June.
mid-June.
Usually,
I think it's like the 8th, I want to say.
Yeah.
This year. I can't quite remember, but we'll do a little something for that too. So, so summertime, there's lots of fun stuff to do that's knitting related. It is probably
June 8th?
I think it's
or the 15th.
Oh, I'll be in Chicago. Sorry, that's why there's something there. I think it might be the 8th. I don't have it in my calendar.
Early June.
Yeah, it's usually the second weekend in June. So, yeah. We're going to do this first. So.
Yep. Local Yarn Shop Day.
Yes. Let's do that.
Yep.
And we'll do the other stuff as it comes.
So.
Maybe a baseball game. Lots of other things to think about. Maybe not. But start planning your trips. Come in July. Yeah. Lots of fun stuff to do here in July.
Come see us.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi.
Yeah.
Let us know you're coming. If you're coming into the shop, let us know. Because Jen and I aren't always around, but I will make an effort to come in or meet people if I know you're going to be here. So just, send me a message. Ping me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Come join our knit groups. We had yesterday, I don't even know,
so many
20 people here.
That's amazing.
Love
it.
Yeah, it's crazy. 15 or 20. It was people just kept coming in and in.
Yep.
So
Wednesday evenings and Sunday afternoons. So come check it out. Make some new friends.
Yeah, I think it's nice. It is interesting. We have some folks that have been in our knit group since the beginning, since we opened practically. But we definitely have a lot of new people in the last couple of years.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I love it.
Yeah. And a lot of them are like, I just moved to town and I need to find my people.
Totally. Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They were very chit-chattery yesterday. Sometimes it's very quiet. I'm up front working, and sometimes it's very quiet back here because people are focused on what they're doing for a minute. But then there's yesterday it was very chattery. Several people in the front of the store were like, what's going on? It's fun. Fun is what's going on back there.
Go say hi.
Bring your knitting.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I think thanks for hanging out with us.
I thought this would be super short, but I guess we did pretty good.
We did good. There's a lot of eclipse chatter.
There's a little bit of chit chat.
Just a little bit. Just a small amount.
It was kind of a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal. And we spent a lot of time talking about it. So
yeah. It's hard to believe it's over after all the lead into it, talking about it for months here in Vermont. So yeah, I put it on my calendar 8 months ago, mainly to make sure I scheduled around it because I didn't want to be not here.
Right.
And the idea of even traveling for a business meeting or whatever. Luckily, all of our clients were also eclipse focused, so that helped a little bit. No one wanted to have a meeting that day, that afternoon. Amazing. So Yeah. There were one or two, I think, outliers who were in a different part of the country.
And you were like,
I was like,
no.
Nope. But anyway.
All right. Well, I think we'll be back in a couple of weeks. My schedule is going to get really weird here really fast with
Just try to work around
baseball.
it. Yeah.
So we might have some kerfuffles, or we might have to podcast or yarncast on different days. So
Other than being gone the end of next week through the weekend, I'm around, I think.
okay. All right.
I don't even know when 2 weeks is. The 28th.
It's
I'll
the
be
end.
back.
Okay.
I've just gotten back.
Okay. Well, we can take this discussion offline.
It's so much fun to
scheduling.
have it here in front of these people. They love this. I'm sure they just want. Would you like to see my calendar?
Right.
I'm just kidding. No one wants to see it, including me.
So we should be able to be back in a couple of weeks.
Yes, it'll be the follow-up from...
See how much progress I've made on my emotional support chicken, and whether I've cast on 3 Seasons cardigan or got distracted in the meantime by something else.
And we'll see how this went.
See how that went, and we'll also see how we're doing on the Gnome-alongs.
That's assuming we start them.
I mean, you're a step ahead of me. You got your yarn wound.
Well, I guess they could come with me, potentially.
They could.
When is the last clue? Oh, yeah. I might need something more. There's a lot of knitting at this conference. A lot of knitting time. There's like 3 solid days of meetings. And they expect me to be knitting. So
you are going to have to pack all the knitting things then.
I have to figure out what I'm bringing.
You might have to cast on a new project.
God, no. I have plenty of them. I have so many. I could bring my socks. My Polar Arc socks. Those are still sitting on the table, and that's just one skein of yarn.
Yeah.
And they're not too bad, even though they're fidgety. They're not too bad to keep track of in a meeting. I was really wanting to bring my 24 birds. That's more skeins of yarn, but that's what suitcases are for. Right?
That is what suitcases are for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they've released 4 clues, and I'm still only halfway through clue 1.
Okay. Well, that might be the one you need to bring then.
Yeah.
Lots of knitting time and play catch up. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Although it's lace, so.
Well,
Nothing's easy.
Nope.
Right? Nothing's simple.
Nope.
But.
All
All right.
Well, we'll see you all soon.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And until then, happy crafting. We'll see you soon.
Enjoy local yarn shop day.
Enjoy.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.
We're here.
Here we are. I think we have to talk about the eclipse first.
We totally have to talk about the eclipse.
Holy cow.
Because, wow, that happened.
It was pretty cool. First of all, if you've missed out on some pictures of it, I don't know how, honestly.
It was everywhere because people here got really excited.
And lots of people were here. Extra people.
Lots of extra people. I did not go anywhere. I did not leave my house. I left my house, but I did not go off my property that day.
I drove to my sister's house, which is literally a mile.
How was crossing Route 7?
Going across was fine. Coming back, there was a traffic jam on Greenbush Road, which is a side street for those of you that runs parallel to Route 7, which is one of so Route 7 and 89 is like the main ways to get south out of Burlington proper. And apparently I heard later from someone that that Waze and the GPS and Google or whatever were sending people onto the side roads to reduce the traffic on Route 7.
And all it did was jam everything up because those side roads come back out onto Route 7.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
So ironically, my sister and her husband ran over to get snacks because they didn't have, anyway, it's a long story, but they went in my direction. I stayed with my niece and was just hanging out with her. They had no problems going and coming. I left 20 minutes after they got back. So like an hour after the eclipse was over, maybe an hour and a half, and I ran into a traffic jam. I couldn't get onto the road that crosses Route 7. So I was like backed up past Kelly's house. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, so that it wasn't crazy. It was like 10 or 15 minutes, and as soon as I could see my road, because I knew there was no one coming my way, I just went out and around, and like 4 people followed me.
Right, because they all wanted to go to the same place.
Right, because we wanted to be perpendicular to Route 7,
Right.
which was odd because then we got out to Route 7, and it didn't, at that moment, it wasn't
Busy at all.
It didn't. I mean, there was traffic, but and for Monday afternoon, but then it was 5:30. But then I saw like news flashes later.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Route 7 was backed
like,
up until after midnight. I mean, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
And 89 South
Yeah,
and 91.
I mean, it took people left after the eclipse at like 4 o'clock, and they didn't get home like to the Boston area till like after midnight.
My colleague lives in Montpelier, which is an hour south of us. Her dad came up for the day. Like a crazy person, and he left their house. It took him 9 hours to drive back to Connecticut.
Yep.
It should be like a 3-hour drive, maybe, tops. And then I saw things like those with electric cars, like true electric cars, were like in line to charge for hours, like because there were so many people trying to charge their cars. Yeah. I have a friend, another friend in my office. His folks live in Roxbury. I don't know. Anyway, it's like 45 minutes from Williston. Maybe it took them 4 hours to get from his house in Williston to their house.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
We knew it was coming.
They did say, and actually, and they were correct.
They
correct. Counted 60,000 cars, and they figured an average of 2.8 people per car, 160,000 people, plus 248 private planes flew in and out of Vermont on Monday.
I heard them all coming over my house because I'm on the flight plan.
They say that normally at Burlington Airport we have like 200 flights per week.
Yeah.
So it's insane. Yeah. Someone told me that at Heritage, which is in Burlington, because they flew into different private airports around the state, that at Heritage, which is the one in Burlington, 133 private planes landed. Well, they were leaving at 2-minute intervals after the eclipse.
And I'm curious what the time frame is for them counting the cars, because I know they did some, like New Hampshire was looking at increased tolls. You know, we don't have
They had
here.
some sort of monitors, 89 and 91,
but,
and 22, I think.
But what about, I mean, because we know there's people that came up Friday. We know there's people
that
came up Saturday.
Yeah. I don't know when they started counting.
Came honestly. Up earlier, right? So I think that number is probably bigger.
Well, I think that was over, like, I forget. It was on the news, and I read it, but I wasn't paying a ton of attention. It might have been over the course of the weekend. Or the only out-of-state cars. I forget exactly how they were counting things.
Okay.
But still...
I mean, that's a lot of extra people. That's like
just for the record,
that's like a third of our population. I was
say maybe
here.
600 and something thousand people live in Vermont.
Right. So that's almost
a lot.
Third.
Yeah.
Of our population again.
Yeah.
In the state.
And a lot of people changed their minds at the last minute because we had really, really good weather here. And west of here, it got cloudy.
Yeah.
So I know a bunch of people who like had friends who were like, I was going to Ohio, but I'm coming here instead. Can I stay on your couch? No one asked me, thank God. But
nobody asked us either. That was probably the coolest thing I've seen.
Yeah. It was. And I'm super glad that I saw it. I was really glad I didn't go anywhere and have to come home.
Yes.
It was not exactly what I was expecting somehow. Like both in a good way and a bad way. It didn't get as dark. Like I thought it was going to be dark. So I was kind of like waiting for it to get dark. And then I was like, oh, this is it. Okay. Take my glasses off quick so I don't miss it. And it was so fast. Like
it was really fast.
The totality part was... Like it seemed like it took a long time to get there, and then done, and then it's put your glasses back on. But
did you get attacked by the hordes of mosquitoes?
No, we did not. Thank God.
Wow. As soon as it got dark,
you have a lot of mosquitoes in your yard anyway, but still.
We do. As soon as it got dark, like they wrote like zombies rising up from the dead,
grass,
from the grass. Like
we had a fire. My brother-in-law built a fire, so we
had like. I've never seen that many mosquitoes. I live in the woods. I live next to swamps. We have mosquitoes all summer long.
Yeah.
This was like next level mosquitoes.
Also, it was very wet because we had that huge snowstorm the week prior. So everything was wet. And
tons of mosquitoes. Like, so you're trying to like enjoy the eclipse and like mosquitoes, and then it starts to get light again, and they're still around because it's like dusky.
Yeah.
And not until it got fully daylight again, and then they kind of went
also
away.
I thought it would be dark for longer, so I don't know, I apparently did not do enough research because I was like, it's going to be dark for like 3 hours. It was dark for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just.
But that was what was so weird about it, right? Is like, it's like light.
Dark is a stretch, really.
Light, kind of getting
like
dark,
Twilight.
kind of getting dark. And then like all of a sudden, like dark, but not like midnight dark. Like super Twilight dark, but like weird dark.
Yeah.
It's a weird dark.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the moon starts to move again, it's like it's lighter than like dawn, right? Like it wasn't like dawn. It became bright again very fast.
Yeah, and I think it was gradual that it got dark, kind of, and then it was super fast.
Like super dark.
Yeah.
Well, I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Super dark as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was. I don't really know what I was expecting, but like that probably wasn't it.
No.
But it was really cool.
But it was very cool, and it was so beautiful.
So lovely.
The totality thing was just, there are some really amazing pictures out there.
Yeah.
But none of them do it justice, in my opinion. Like, there's some really great, like, science people who took beautiful pictures.
My
great photographers. But...
friend Jillian Randall, who's a photographer, was in Ferrisburg and caught a picture over the lake of the totality. So you can see the lake, the totality, and, like, a tree off the, like, it's beautiful. I ordered a print from her because it was just such a great job.
But the actual, like, you're looking through the glasses and the sun is like this big. You can tell that it's millions of gazillions of miles away because it's so tiny in the glasses. And you're like looking around trying to find it. And then when you take your glasses off, it was much larger somehow in the sky. Like it looked bigger to me without the glasses on. And it was just the color and the clarity and and then, like the little dots and things. Like even with your naked eye, my sister had a scope, and so we had a filter on the scope so we could look at it through the scope, and that was pretty cool up close because you could
really see.
Yeah, and of course we were taking pictures through the scope, which is why we have some weird, funky pictures. But but that it's hard, and of course it's moving the whole time.
Right.
Every time I looked up, I was like, "Oh yeah, it's no." Where did it go? Yeah. It was cool. It was very funny. So my sister and I, my niece and my sister and her husband, we were all out there for the hour ahead of time as it was building. My niece was lying out there in the sun, being like, "Where is it? I don't care. I'm taking a nap." And then it happened, and she's like, "Okay, I'm done." Whoop, in she goes. My brother-in-law was like, "All right, that's it." I was like, "There's a whole nother hour of
of it doing the opposite direction."
My sister and I hung out for another hour.
I mean, I hung out outside till it was almost all the way gone in the other direction.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day.
It was lovely.
I had already taken off work, and the fire was. We didn't really need the fire. I think my brother, he loves a good fire, and I think he was like, "Wait, like, don't we need a fire?" And
it's gonna get cold.
Right? It did
and
get
dark.
Cold for a minute there.
Yeah,
but,
it did.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, Abigail and I made T-shirts over the weekend.
They were awesome.
Fun little
nice pictures.
Circles of the check my Instagram. They're all on Instagram. If you missed them.
Yeah. It was cool, and it was I wasn't quite as like emotionally moved, I think, as several of the people who were interviewed who were, sobbing. And anyway, however it affects people is awesome. I think the part that I did think was amazing was it was such a thing. Like there were so many people across the entire. I have clients in Ohio and colleagues in Texas, and I mean maybe just because I happen to know people sort of along the path, but it was like it was a pretty big thing everywhere. And here there were just so many people here in Vermont, and it's amazing to me that people came for a science thing.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah, Mother Nature.
Iceland 2026?
Yes, no. As I said to my sister, I can think of nothing worse than to be trapped on a small island with 4 million people trying to get there. I'm sure it's already booked because it's not a very big place.
Probably. And it's, the dates are known. And
yes, and
and so much excitement has been generated because of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was super cool to be in the path. I feel like I've seen it. If I'm in the path again, I'll certainly enjoy it. I'm not sure I need to chase it all
Travel.
over the globe.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to become a eclipse chaser.
No. There's other reasons to travel. This might not
I
be
mean,
one of them.
Iceland has some of those. I was like,
Oh, no, for
dual
sure.
trips.
I know, but I think it just would be overrun with other people.
I know. Probably.
Yes. No, Iceland is definitely on my list for
Yep.
all of the reasons.
I have
including
heard
the
that it's a
yarn.
direct flight from Boston.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
It's like, oh, yes. I've already looked at this.
Yes. I haven't exactly looked at it. I have a couple of friends who've been, or colleagues, and so
Nice.
it's definitely on my
Nice.
list.
Yeah.
And I actually had a colleague for a while. We had a woman from Iceland who worked for us for a little while.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. So we
Yeah.
have, so the eclipse happened, so that was the big.
That was a big thing. Not that there hasn't been other stuff in the last couple of weeks. Not I
was-
can
that
think
was
of
the big
any.
one.
That was, yeah.
This past weekend, I had a lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big party thing I was doing Saturday night. Check the gram. Check the gram for that. And then yesterday, Abigail and I went to the Lyric Theater.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Lyric.
They were doing The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Lyric Theater's our local theater company.
They're amazing. Honestly.
I mean, the
such a
production
great job.
for Wizard of Oz was amazing.
Yeah. I haven't seen a show that they've done that I haven't enjoyed immensely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a talented group of folks, and they put on like professional quality type shows.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely they don't have the budgets of Broadway and stuff, but it's really it's so high caliber performers and actors and singers and dancers, and the costumes are beautiful and the sets are lovely, and like it's really it's a high quality production.
Yeah.
So they did Wizard of Oz. It was fun.
It always creeps up on me, and suddenly, I don't know. April is a weird month.
It is a weird month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, today is tax day, but
it's fine. All my stuff's done.
My stuff my accountant emailed me on Saturday morning because on Friday I was like, hello.
Yeah.
What's going on? What are we doing? Could you just give me a hint? Like, am I writing a check? Like, what am I doing? And finally on Saturday morning, she's like, nope, you're all set. It's been filed. I was like, all right.
Okay,
fine.
cool.
Perfect.
Wow. Amazing.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Always unexpected, but yeah.
Yeah.
So no random rushing to the post office for me today.
Me neither. Thank goodness, because I didn't have time. So,
yeah.
Now it's off too. I get to clean my house because my parents are coming. So.
Yeah, that's fun.
By the time this airs, my parents will be here, so hopefully my house got cleaned. So.
Yes, hopefully so. Yes.
If not.
Does the teenager have to vacate his room?
He does.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
That was the deal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And I actually don't know who's more mad about the fact that he's going to stay back upstairs with his sister while they're here. I think she's just as mad about it as him. So.
Yeah, they got used to it fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As is expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. That'll be good. Well, it'll be nice to see your folks. It's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah. About this time last year. Did they come out again in the fall? No.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Last year for birthdays, June. So they were out in June.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know that I've done anything else in the last couple of weeks. I don't know. I'm sure I have.
Right? Everything was so dominated by the eclipse for a week.
Yeah.
Solid.
Which reminds me, a great big thank you to everyone who came to visit us here at the store.
Yeah.
We had a very solid weekend and a follow-up Tuesday.
There were a lot of
nice.
Knitters.
There were a lot of knitters in town for sure, or crafters in town. So we were excited to see you all and glad that you wanted to come see us. Come on, Mystery Light. Oh, maybe there'll be a day someday. Luckily, it's still daylight, even though it's... okay, there we go.
So weird.
I guess the fact is that the table is not in exactly the same position every time, but it's very close.
It's very close.
I don't understand why it...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, golly. Someday with these lights. Yeah.
Someday.
I suppose we could ask the electricians if we could control control the occupancy sensor slightly differently. But anyway, there might be a setting up there.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not. Yeah. I don't know that I have anything else. I'm very tired today, people. I'm sorry.
I know.
You may
Me
have
too.
noticed
I'm
that.
a little like, ugh, it's been a long weekend, and one kid had a sleepover Friday night, so there was not a lot of sleeping. And then I had an event Saturday night, so it was another night of not sleeping. And
Yeah,
then
I didn't.
The Flynn Sunday, and I was
yeah.
just like, I did not plan this weekend very well.
I had a relaxing weekend because for some reason, once March Madness basketball is over, I very seldom watch sports, but I will watch basketball, and all the tournaments were great this year, so it was exciting to see. And then I have a weird thing because I am not a golfer and I don't really watch golf at all, but I like to watch the Masters or parts of the Masters, which was this past weekend, because it's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's green, and not that it's not green here. In fact, it's actually green, and I have daffodils blooming and flowers are starting to come up. But it's, I don't know, there's something about that course. It's just lovely and very she manicured. Anyway, so I watched it a little bit on Saturday, and as I was knitting away on my sweater, and then again yesterday, and then as I was telling Ange right before we turned this on, there was something chewing in my wall at 2 a.m. this morning, so I had an hour of lost sleep in the middle of the little less sleep than I would have liked over the weekend, and interrupted sleep last night.
Sorry, my kid's texting me.
All right.
Can't apparently read the calendar.
Where are you?
Oh, what are you doing? Why are you not home?
I'm hungry.
He knows how to cook. No, they
I'm just kidding.
I don't.
Right.
I don't know what he's doing. He's in his own zone. He's in that age group where
Teenage.
Oh yeah.
Preteen. Yeah.
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 It's an interesting thing.
Oh, I know.
For those that are wondering, my niece did get her driver's license. That's another tiny eclipse story. The guy made the appointment for 8:30 on Monday morning, which was eclipse day, because she turned 16 on Sunday, but they were gone for the weekend. So for anyone who's following along, apparently she drove for like 7 minutes with him, and that was it. And boom, done.
Okay, cool. So they made it back with.
Yes. Yes.
Didn't get stuck in any
Nope.
traffic heading
All
north.
good. Yes. They had to go get up early and get down there in time, but it was very straightforward. So
Amazing.
a very happy 16-year-old.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Your time will come soon.
I know. Sooner than I think.
Yes. That's the fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
True story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. We should probably
Yep. Get going
Yeah.
with the actual stuff. Since we spent 20 minutes talking about the eclipse.
Well, you know,
and things.
that's about 1 billion hours less than most other people have been talking about it this week. So, and as much as I have loved all the pictures and things, I was like, okay, there's got to be something else to talk about. Let's move on, people.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, all right.